The chair lays before the House a communication.
The Honorable, the Speaker, House of Representatives, sir. I have the honor to transmit herewith a copy of a letter received from Ms. Kristen Zabrowski-Savitsky and Mr. Raymond J. Rowley III, Co-Executive Directors, New York State Board of Elections, indicating that, according to the unofficial results for the special election held on April 30th, 2024, the Honorable Timothy M. Kennedy was elected for Representative to Congress for the 26th Congressional District of New York. Signed sincerely, Kevin F. McCumber, Acting Clerk.
For what purpose does the gentleman from New York seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that the gentleman from New York, the Honorable Timothy M. Kennedy, be permitted to take the oath of office today. His certificate of election has not arrived, but there is no contest and no question has been raised with regard to his election.
Without objection, will Representative-elect Kennedy and members of the New York delegation present themselves in the well? All members will rise and the representative-elect. All members having risen, the representative-elect will please raise his right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations, you're now a member of the 118th Congress. Without objection, the gentleman from New York, Mr. Nadler, is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As Dean of the New York delegation, it is my distinct honor to rise today to introduce Congressman-elect Tim Kennedy. I can think of no better person to represent New York's 26th Congressional District and succeed our friend Brian Higgins than Tim Kennedy. As a lifelong resident of Buffalo who grew up in a blue-collar family, Tim embodies the values of hard work, family, and fighting for the little guy that makes Western New York so great. As a New York State Senator for over 13 years, Tim has been a formidable advocate for our region. As chair of the Senate Transportation Committee, he secured a historic $100 million for the Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority, helped deliver record investment for our roads and transportation networks, and spearheaded legislation enhancing transportation safety and accountability. Beyond transportation, Tim has been a longtime champion for Western New York's workforce and economic development, which is evident through his support for the Northland Workforce Center and the revitalization of Buffalo's iconic Central Terminal. As he steps into his new role, I speak on behalf of the entire New York congressional delegation. We are confident that Tim Kennedy will continue to fight tirelessly for the prosperity and safety of our community. And now, I yield to our newest member, Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you, Congressman Nadler, my colleagues in the New York delegation, Mr. Speaker, and Leader Jeffries. I stand before you humbled by the opportunity God has given us to be together in this moment. This awesome and magnificent responsibility that's been granted to me by the people of Western New York. I'm grateful to those that have entrusted me with their vote and their confidence to represent our beloved Buffalo-Niagara region in the United States Congress. I want to take a moment to recognize my family who's here with me, my wife, Katie, our children, Connor, Aaron, and Patrick. I also want to recognize my parents, Martin and Mary Kennedy. And my in-laws, Dave and Jane Turk. My brother John also made the visit down along with many other family members and friends. I'm grateful that they can all join us here today. Looking down on us, our baby angel Bridget, along with so many other family members and friends who have passed on, whose spirits remain with us here today on this auspicious occasion. They're no doubt toasting and celebrating in the heavens above. Calling Buffalo, New York, and America home were the O'Briens and O'Donohues, Wilsons and Flynns, Dobmeyers and Stearns, McCarthys and Duffys, mixed all together, and the result is a Kennedy. I hail from the city of good neighbors, the community of good neighbors, the original home of the Seneca Nation of Indians, the village of Buffalo, burned to the ground by the British in the War of 1812, rebuilt and incorporated in 1832, the western terminus of the Erie Canal, helping to transform our nation through improved commerce, a border community with our greatest ally, Canada, to the north, a region surrounded by Great Lakes, and in between, one of the greatest wonders of the world, Niagara Falls. The grandeur of the falls is only surpassed by the people who have defined the region around us. Today we stand as a community of patriotic citizens who have always championed democracy and freedom. From the days of serving as a final stop on the Underground Railroad to the Niagara Movement, the precursor of the NAACP, which was formed in our community. The equality and justice these leaders strove for over a century ago is yet to be fully achieved, and there is still so much more work to be done. In Buffalo, Niagara, we walk in the footsteps of Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mary Talbot, Shirley Chisholm, and so many other civil rights leaders, and in their spirit, we march on. It was Niagara Falls that made Buffalo the city of light. And while we've seen our share of darkness, Buffalo is seeing a resurgence that generations only dreamt of, as a melting pot of ethnicities and cultures are helping to redefine our region, and an economic renaissance has taken hold. We're a working class community with a belief in achieving a better life and the American dream through education, honest, hard work, and perseverance. I believe the character traits that define us in the Buffalo-Niagara region are the same ideals held by all Americans. I believe the hope we hold as a Western New York community in achieving our greatest potential is shared equally by all communities across our country. I look forward to working with you to change our country for the better. I'm hopeful that we in this chamber can demonstrate leadership on a world stage that our fellow Americans can be proud of. And I wish to thank, once again, the people of Western New York for having faith in me to lead our community and our country in the United States Congress. God bless us all. God bless America. I yield back.
Under Clause 5D of Rule 20, the chair announces to the House that in light of the administration of the oath to the gentleman from New York, the whole number of the House is 430. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is the vote on the motion of the gentleman from Kansas, Mr. LaTurner, to suspend the rules